the early days of California, it was estimated that out of every pound of gold produced, 6 ounces found their way into the pockets of gamblers, thieves, or confidence men. This true story is based on the most daring swindle of all, one that ended in murder. The first gold brick scheme in recorded history. It happened in San Francisco in 1854. What's going on here? What is this? Clay Kendall? No.
Matt Wayne, it's been a long time.
It sure has.
Well, what are you doing in San Francisco?
I'm the city marshal. What the devil are you up to, Clay?
Well, it seems the populace have gotten wind of my bonanza. Solid gold, Matt, worth $100,000 or more, and it's all mine. And this is just the start. Take it away, boys.
Clay, this better be on the up and up, or you can't count on friendship. I'm gonna have to put you where you belong for a long, long time.
California, California,
The Californians.
California, I've come to live where life is best. In the Golden West, I'm gonna strike it rich in California. California.
All right, folks, you'll learn all about it in good time. I promise you.
Where'd you get this?
Honest toil. I struck it rich down Calaveras way. I smelled it and cast the proceeds for easier handling.
Where's the mine?
You're a friend, and I love you like a brother, Matt. But I'm not going to tell you just yet. And I'm not going to tell the rest of you either. When the time comes, I might let you in on it. Meanwhile, would you kindly depart? I have business to discuss with Mr. Morgan.
All right, people, suppose we start moving toward the door.
Now, sir, you still wish to deposit this,
Well, you might call it a brick. A gold brick, as it were. Why, yes, if you insist, I'll leave it in your care. I'm thirsty, son. Do you know where they sell liquid refreshment?
I'm glad you brought that up, Clay. I'd like to have a little talk with you.
Pardon me, sir, what shall I do with the gold brick while you're gone?
Put it in your safe and keep a sharp eye on it.
What's your game, Clay?
I'm just letting Morgan stew in the juices of his own avarice.
Why?
You're making noises like a lawman. Don't tell me you take that badge seriously, Matt.
Seriously enough to run you out of town. If I find you're up to your old tricks again.
Well, how can you talk that way, Matt? We're friends. More than that, we're practically brothers.
What do you plan to do with that brick, Clay?
I'm going to make it grow and multiply until I can pave Market Street. Legitimately, of course, with the help of a greedy banker.
Real gold. You ever see so much of it in one lump?
Why did you bring that thing in here, Father?
So many people coming in to look at it, there wasn't room for the customers.
Get rid of it, Father. There's something strange about it.
Come in.
Oh, Mr. Morgan? Miss Morgan?
What can I do for you, Marshal?
I'd like to have a word with you about this man, Clay Kendall.
How well do you know him, Marshal Wayne?
I know him very well. We went through the Mexican War together. He's one of the bravest men I've ever known. Among other things, he saved my life at the risk of his own. I owe that man a great debt, and I like him. But what I want to tell you is that I wouldn't trust him as far as you can throw that gold brick, if it is gold.
Well, thank you for your advice, Marshal. I'm fully capable of conducting my own affairs.
Matt, I'm not a bit surprised to see you here. I bet I can even tell you why you came. You told him I was a crook, didn't you?
I warned him not to trust you, Clay.
Well, you can't argue against $100,000, friend. Oh, I'm sorry for the intrusion.
No intrusion, Mr. Kendall. This is my daughter, Dora.
Well, how do you do, Miss Morgan? Oh, forgive me for staring, but after 6 lonely months in the diggings, it's such a pleasure to see a pretty girl again.
I'm sure you came here for something more important than to discuss me, Mr. Kendall.
Well, if I did, it's slipped my mind completely.
Well, come now. Let's get down to business, Mr. Kendall. What about this gold brick?
Well, I'm going to exhibit it in your bank window.
Why?
For the same reason you brought it in here. It attracts crowds, and crowds have money to invest in what I'm going to sell.
What have you to sell?
A gold mine. The one that came from. I'm going to sell stock in it.
Why would you want to sell stock in a valuable property?
Well, that brick represents what I dug out with my own hands. There's millions more where that came from, but it's going to take money to get it out.
Why don't you sell the gold brick?
Well, it'll take more than the gold brick is worth to exploit the mine fully. I'm going to need a loan to get things started.
You could be a swindler.
Of course I could, but I'm not.
How big a loan, Mr. Kendall?
$5,000. Against $100,000 worth of collateral, is that too much?
Well...
And, Mr. Morgan, I'm going to need a man of your financial background in my organization. I'll make you a partner in the Clay Kendall Corporation. You're lovely, Miss Morgan. One day you're going to have an entirely different opinion of me.
I want you to put Clay Kendall in jail. And Attorney Pitt's here to see that you do it.
Why?
He persuaded my father to loan him $5,000 on that gold brick.
Well, he's my friend. I'd love to put him in jail. I mean, for his own protection. But I can't arrest him without a legal reason.
Matt, if that brick isn't gold, then Kendall would be guilty of obtaining money under false pretenses.
Mr. Morgan said that he tested the brick.
With his teeth.
Is that the only test he gave it? Well, now, let's go have another look at that brick. What are you going to do with that?
Hello, Marshal. Pitt. Put it in the window. Why?
I just found out you lent Mr. Kendall $5,000 on the strength of your teeth, Mr. Morgan. Well, now, as a depositor, Attorney Pitt demands a more thorough test at the United States Assay Office.
Well, I know gold when I see it. I've handled enough of it in my time.
Just the same, would you object to an assayer's opinion?
Of course not.
How about you, Clay?
Oh, I object most strenuously.
Mr. Pitt, will you give me a hand with this?
Just the corners, please.
And why just the corners? Because that's the only place that's gold?
Because I want to exhibit it. I don't want holes dug in it.
I represent the United States government. Nobody's going to tell me my business. Nobody. I intend to take samples from all parts, and I'm going to dig deep. As pure a gold as I've ever seen. I'll melt it and pour it back in the brick for you.
Did you ever doubt it, Matt? Excuse me. It's been declared pure gold. If that brick had have been gold-plated lead as you suspected, would you put me in jail, Matt?
Of course.
Well, why? What I'm doing is strictly legitimate. With Morgan sponsoring me, I'm going to run that gold brick into millions.
Oh, no, Clay, I'm a lawman. If I tell Morgan what I have to, he won't be sponsoring you.
Ah, but he will. In the first place, he's greedy. And in the second, I'm going to marry his daughter.
Does she know it?
I'm saving it for a surprise.
Oh.
Ever since I first met you, I've wanted you more than anything else in the world. You're the loveliest thing that's ever come into my life, Dora.
Don't say it unless you mean it, Clay.
thanks for being best man. I knew I could count on you, son.
Don't count on me too much.
Dora, my best friend would like to kiss the bride.
Kitty, you've scrubbed a lot of floors in your time to earn your money. Are you sure you know what you're doing with it?
Of course I do. I'm buying me a hunk of gold mine.
Have either of you ever seen it?
Sure, I've never seen the U.S. Treasury, but I know there's gold in it. Mind your own business, Marshal.
When I tried to warn those investors, they just got mad at me. They believe in the stock because Walter Morgan is sponsoring it.
And because there's a $100,000 gold brick in the bank window.
Well, that doesn't mean they're ever going to see any of it. Jeremy, isn't there some way we can legally put a stop to that stock sale?
No, it's perfectly legal under California law. And besides, what makes you think the investors will lose all their money?
Because I know Clay Kendall.
I don't understand, Matt. What have you got against him? He saved your life, didn't he?
Who told you that?
Oh, I had a long talk with him. He strikes me as a pretty solid citizen.
Oh, no. Not you, Jeremy. You didn't.
I did invest a few $100s in those shares, just in case.
For another week, San Francisco investors poured their hard-earned money into Clay Kendall's stock. Then the line of investors began to dwindle, and it seemed that the harvest was coming to an end. It seems that Kendall has made all the money he can out of the stock sales, so he's liable to skip town any minute. I want you to follow him, Trent. Don't let him out of your sight. And if he makes a break, let me know.
Very good, sir.
Clay.
Hello, dear. What took you so long?
There are a lot of people at the bank demanding to know when you're going to start developing the mine.
Oh, I'll declare a dividend tomorrow. That'll shut them up, and it'll probably start the stock sales booming again.
Well, how can you declare a dividend when the mine isn't even in operation?
It'll come out of the stockholders' pockets. I'll give them 10 cents for every dollar they've paid me, and they'll think they're getting rich.
Why don't you use the money to develop the mine, like you promised?
Well, I might as well tell you. You'll find out sooner or later anyway. The mine's worthless.
No.
It's just an old abandoned hole in the ground I won in a poker game.
And Marshal Wayne's right. You're a swindler.
There's no law says that I can't sell shares in a hole in the ground if people are willing to buy them.
You made them think there was gold.
I didn't put anything in writing. I didn't break any laws.
You lied to Father. You let him put $20,000 of his own money into this scheme.
It's his own fault for being so greedy.
How about your stockholders?
They're stockholders in a genuine bona fide hole in the ground, the lucky people. But you're not going to tell anyone, are you? Not even your father.
What makes you think I won't?
Because you love me?
Do you think I'd be a party to a swindle, Clay? Do you think I'd turn against my own father for love of you? Is that what you think of me?
I know that I love you. I told you never to come here. Well, something's come up. If I'm not back within an hour, meet me at the old Castro Ranch in the outskirts of town.
What is it, Clay?
I'll have to explain it later.
You can talk till you're blue in the face, Kendall, but fork over the money or else I tell what I know.
I wish you'd be more reasonable, Asa. I need the money to declare a stock dividend. If you're willing to wait, I'll double your fee.
I'm not going to wait any longer. Sooner or later, they're going to get on to you. And I want to be long gone when they do. I want the money. Now!
Thought you were following Clay Kendall.
I have been.
Where is he?
He's at Asa Warren's house. Warren's the assayer that tested Clay's gold brick.
Yes, I know. Come on. Dead? Trent, are you sure that Kendall was the only one in the room with him?
Absolutely, positive. I saw them right through that window.
We'll go back to the station. Start a citywide search for Clay Kendall.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and Trent, see if you can find Mr. Morgan. Tell him to bring his daughter, meet me at his bank as soon as he can.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's about time. What is this all about, Marshal?
Where's your son-in-law?
I don't know. Will you answer my question? What is this all about? Stop that. What are you doing?
I'm trying to prove a motive for the murder of Asa Warren.
You think Clay had something to do with it, Mr. Wayne?
Sorry, Miss Dora. Yes.
Well, if Clay did, why, Marshal, why?
Here's why.
Lead.
With a thin coating of gold on top.
No, can't be. We saw the tests. Those samples were pure gold.
No, they weren't. You see, Warren was working with Clay Kendall. That's why he knew just where to dig, to bring out the gold that had been salted into this lead. That's why Clay killed him. He shut him up.
No.
Ruined. I'm ruined.
Oh, Father, darling, everything will be all right.
Oh, leave me alone. How do I know you're not all in this together?
Father.
You married him, didn't you? And he was your best friend. You knew he was a crook. Why did you let him get away with it? Why? Answer me that.
Because of people like you, Mr. Morgan. My hands were tied by greedy people, gold-hungry people. People who insisted on believing in him, in spite of my warning and their own better judgment.
Well, he'll not get away with it. Find a way. He can't ruin me like this.
I suppose we all insisted on believing in him because he offered us the things we wanted most.
Any idea where he might be hiding?
Mr. Wayne, I can't tell you. He's still my husband.
He's also a murderer who stole the savings of hundreds of people. I intend to get that money back. Now, where is he?
He told me to meet him at the old Castro Ranch. Marshal, you won't hurt him, will you, please? Remember, he saved your life.
I remember.
Welcome, friend. Come sit a spell.
Clay, I'm arresting you for the murder of Asa Warren.
So my wife told you where to find me. I didn't think she'd do that.
She decided she owed it to your investors to get their money back.
Or they can divide the gold brick.
The gold coating on that lead brick is worth about $40.
So you know about that, huh?
Where's the money?
Right there. You want part of it, friend?
I'm taking you and the gold back to San Francisco, Clay. Come on.
I'll resist. And you'll have to kill me. You wouldn't want to do that now, would you?
It isn't what I want to do that counts.
Well, even if you succeeded in overcoming me, delivering me up to the gallows, you'd still be responsible for my death, wouldn't you?
You did kill Asa Warren, didn't you?
Yes. And I owe the state of California a life. But you owe me one. Yours. Are you going to pay me by taking mine?
Clay, I promise you, you'll get a fair trial.
After which they'll promptly hang me. I prefer to die with both feet on the ground. So it's up to you. Either you kill me or I ride out of here free.
Don't try that, Clay.
Now, you wouldn't do anything? I know you too well. You're a man of honor and you always pay your debts. Well, you might have sent me to jail on a minor charge, but it isn't in you to send me to the gallows. I'll bet right now you're remembering how it felt to look death in the face. And how precious your life was when I gave it back to you. You liked me once, and in spite of everything, you still do.
You might as well take my badge. I won't need it anymore.
I knew you'd feel that way, and I'm sorry. But you can get along without that badge, and I can't get along without money. That's my father-in-law. He's got a gun.
Clay, he's going to kill you.
Get him away, Dora.
Now you don't. Throw that gun on the table. Now.
Give me that gun.
Don't do it, Matt. If he kills me, you've got no problem.
I'm warning you, Marshal.
Oh, no, no, go.
You're coming in with me now, Clay.
Well, let's don't go through that again, friend.
We're even. I saved your life, you saved mine. Debt's paid.
Well, that's right. But I'm still not going to hang. Like I said, I won't be around for the hanging while I'm at. I always knew I could count on you when the chips were down, friend. Dora. Dora, you're still the loveliest thing that ever came into my life.
Oh, Clay. Clay. You betrayed us. You cheated us. But we couldn't help loving you. Could we, Marshal?
No, we couldn't. Thus, San Francisco gained the dubious honor of being the birthplace of the first gold brick. And a long line of Clay Kendall's imitators are still selling gold bricks to a public that never learned.
California. Oh, I've traveled here, I've traveled there. I guess I've been most everywhere. But I like where I am today, and here is where I'll stay. Now, one thing I just can't endure is being broke and being poor. So I come west to take the cure, and here is where I'll stay. I've come to California, California. There's gold in them there hills in California. I've come to live where life is best, in the golden west. I'm gonna strike it rich in California, California, California. There's gold in them there hills in California.